Hi, hi, Nakita. Hi,
Shannon, how are you?
hi. I'm a
You're looking very beautiful. You're muted.
right. Maya isn't able to post it, so she told me like half an hour ago that I have to do it, and right now I'm just
Okay.
trying to figure this out.
Oh,
I've never done it before, so now I'm like, oh my god, what to do? Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I'm happy that we get to do this. So,
Yeah.
is your friend still coming?
Yes. She's
Okay,
coming.
all right. Okay, yeah, this is an important, I believe, a very important topic to talk about because I
Yes,
see a
it
lot of parents talking down to their, literally, what you said, talking down to their children, and they think that is part of being a parent, but it isn't.
well,
So,
depending on what extreme they take it to.
exactly, they say I
It's muted again. Don't know what's happening.
oh, all right, let me
Yeah.
get rid of this shirt. This is annoying. Oh, sorry.
Nice to see.
Yeah, I'm trying not to cuss as much. Yeah, I'm working out, kind of. Yeah.
You got kids listening to us as well. Because it's interested to them as well.
Hello,
Hi, Mariama.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. What's going on? I have a
You're
cold.
muted again, Shannon.
Yeah, okay. Not really feeling that good today.
Oh, sorry.
Why
Yeah.
does this shirt keep happening?
Eh?
It's done again.
I have cold.
You okay?
No, I said I have cold.
Oh, sorry.
Heavy flu, yeah. I can even talk good.
It's muted again. It's gone again. I don't know why it keep muting.
Tell me,
Fine.
problem with the connection?
With the mic,
With the mic.
the
Oh,
mic keeps getting unmuted. Even though I'm not doing it, it keeps getting muted. So, hey, my mic keeps getting muted, even though I'm not clicking mute. It keeps going on mute and I keep unclicking it. It's very annoying. What do I do in this situation? This is the first time ever I am on this thing, so I don't know what to ask. So now it's all right. So do we begin? No, we have to wait on your friend. Okay. All right. So how is everybody doing? What is it?
I think I'm at my family's house. Um, my auntie, she broke her leg yesterday, so yeah,
oh,
How
I
did she
came
break her
over.
leg?
we
Yeah,
shall fast.
just came out of operation as well.
Wow.
Wow.
How did she break it?
All downstairs.
Oh shoot.
Yeah,
Oh.
I had to come over.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
I wish her speedy recovery.
Thank you. So I'm here with the children and my grandmother.
Okay. All right. That's nice. Mariama, what's up? What's going on with you? are you, Mariama?
I'm fine. I just have a little bit of cold, but
Okay,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get a notification say that it's live.
Did what?
No notification came in said that it should be live.
I don't even know if I have to send out something. Do I have to send out a notification?
It
I don't.
usually it usually just popped up saying the show is live. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. Once
but
you go
if
live.
kind of what is Haja? What is she? She stay at work.
She's coming, but Facebook blocked her.
Yeah,
They
but we already and people watching. So why just go off, fix it up?
Why what?
What do you think? As it says, it's just go on and off, and we are not really connecting. Why don't we just go off and fix it?
Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah, instead of us being there and
Just
you know what?
yeah, take the live off and then we
Yeah,
can fix it.
offline for now. Move off and the live and solve the problem before we
Right.
get back. What do you think about that? Because people might
I
be
don't
waiting.
even know how
You
to
know?
fix it.
Right now, people are watching and we nothing is really going. Yeah, that way might make people to lose interest.
Okay.
If you understand what I'm saying, yeah.
Alright.
Or maybe we'll wait for her to come back. We postpone the time, and once she's there, then we start it. But this way, I don't think it's more professional. I think we all should go off. Then they should send us message when it's okay.
And yeah, I think you have to end the live.
Yeah, no, I will just see. Let me see if I can go offline.
Hello. Why is this? Hi.
Hello.
Oh, okay. So I'm hearing it through this. All right. Are you all hearing me?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Oh God, praise Jesus. All right. This is this is so much work. And now you can't see me, but I can hear you, and you can hear me. All right. Okay. 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 Ah. Okay.
Yes, there you are.
Yes, I have these massive headphones. Right. God. All right. And it's heavy. Hi, Nebula. That's how you pronounce your name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nebula. All right. Nice to meet you, Nebula. I'm
Nice to
Shannon.
meet you too. Hi, Shannon.
Welcome to the Red Flag Show. We're just waiting on Mariama and Haja. Mariama was on
Okay.
just now, but I don't know where she is now.
Okay. Mariama, is she a big girl?
No,
No,
she's quite
okay. So I was
slim.
wondering if it was okay, I was wondering if it was my friend Mariama.
No,
Okay.
no, that would have been interesting, but no,
Yeah.
it's not her. Let me just
Okay.
share these. I'm so happy that you could come on to the show today.
Oh, thank you.
We really appreciate more people talking about stuff like this. We need a lot more attention, a lot more light to be shone on stuff like this. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is so
yeah,
true.
because most of us, when things like negative things, especially as it pertains to family members, we kind of cover it up because you don't want to shame the family, especially if it's
Yeah, but
yours.
it's time to break the
It
cycle.
is time. It is
Yes.
more than time. So yeah, it
Yeah.
needs to be and the more that we cover up things like that, it affects our mental health more.
Yeah.
The fact that we have to keep the fact that uncle did this or daddy did this. We have to keep those things quiet because you don't want to shame the family.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
that affects us even more than yeah being called names publicly. Oh yes, and it affects us more. So I'm
Yeah,
happy that
true.
we are able to talk about these things without shame and without fear.
Yeah. Yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely.
All right. So I think we should. I don't know where Mariama is. Let me send her a message in WhatsApp because it's 4:20 and we should have already started because I know you don't have much time on the show, Nebula. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to take up too much of your time.
That's okay.
You really. What part of England are you from? What part of London are you
Uh,
from?
West London.
West
I
London.
live
Okay.
West London, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Do
So
you have?
where are you?
I'm in Trinidad. All the way
Okay.
in Trinidad.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Do you have any
So
West
you got all that
Indian?
lovely hot sunshine while we've got
Yeah.
this
Well,
horrible cold.
no. Today was very rainy. When I woke up this morning, I was like, wow. I feel like I'm in London. It was rainy and grey and cold.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Normally it's warm and nice and the sun is hot, but not today.
Yeah.
Today was not that day at all.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
So, do you have any African heritage, any West Indian relatives, anything like that? So, your
Yeah, so
families.
yeah, so my parents are from Jamaica.
Oh,
But
okay.
I only know of my father's side that they're Ghanaian, but I don't know about my mother's side where her family are from originally. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice.
Hmm.
Jamaican, that's right. For me, that's neighbors.
Yeah, yeah,
Jamaican.
yeah. So like
Yes.
I think on my dad's grandfather's side, they're Fanti tribe. They're Fanti.
Fancy
Yeah.
tribe. Okay. All
Hmm.
right.
They're Fanti.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm learning. Let me just send Mariama a voice note.
Okay.
So let's ask her what's going on. Hey Mariama, we're about to start the live. Well, not about to. We already started the live. So We're waiting for you to log back in so we can begin our discussion. Alright, so I'm gonna give her a minute and then if she hasn't logged in as yet, we'll start the conversation
Okay.
because time is of the essence. Um, literally 1 minute. Alright. I haven't got my response yet, so I think we should go ahead and they'll just fall in because we can't sit here and wait. And then what do you all think? Let's start? Well,
Yeah,
okay,
you can make a start if you choose to. Yeah.
yeah, let's do that.
What
Okay.
do you think, Nikita? You're quiet.
Yes, Nagita, what do you think we should do?
Don't talk, don't talk. I keep watching them instead.
They're
Yeah,
very
we can
quiet.
talk.
Alright, okay. So, good day, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, good evening, everybody. Whichever part of the world you are, that is my greeting to you. Welcome, welcome to the Red Flag Show. And today's topic, we are doing why some parents talk down to or belittle their children, and the effects of that belittling or talking down to. So we have Nebula and Nocketa joining this conversation today, who both have experience in their parents talking down to them or belittling them. I myself have experience with it too, and our aim for this show is to bring light to something that is usually not talked about, especially in our communities, in the Black community. We don't talk about things like this. We don't talk about issues that affect children, especially issues that are caused by the parents or caused by the very people that are supposed to protect and care for the children. We never really talk about the fact that they are often the perpetrators of these abuses. And some people may say that talking down to or belittling a child really is part of parenting. But I would say, and I believe Nebula and Nikita would agree that it really isn't. There is a fine line that they tread between correcting a child or disciplining a child and belittling or verbally abusing a child. So we are here to talk about that today and the effects that has on a child's mind, a child's development, and how that affects them into adulthood, because it's a lingering effect if not healed, if not treated, if not confronted. It affects you later on in life. So I will pass the conversation on to Nokita because this was her suggestion to have this much needed discussion today. So Nikita, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Shannon.
You're welcome.
A very good evening to everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Um, and this evening is a really good topic, and I myself have been through that situation where parents or adults speak down on me or say negative words towards me, which has impacted me greatly in my childhood. And I didn't want to carry on that cycle with my children. So this evening, we hope to open up a big bucket and open up people's eyes to see and to break that cycle also. So this evening, we want to break that cycle so that the tradition don't carry on to your children, to our children, to my children's children. And this evening, I want to talk about the impact it has on children. I've put down a few points here, how it make the children feel, um, Rather, children are feeling alone. So they feel like they can't have anyone to talk to, no one to go to, because each time they try to feel connected to an adult or to a parent or whoever their caregivers are, they feel neglected and feeling that they're all alone in the world. Also, this drives the children to seek the wrong attention from the wrong persons, which can be very dangerous, because some children, they might go out and because they're yearning for that love, for that attention, or for someone to listen to them, that can drive them to go to the wrong adult. And that adult can be a bad influence on them. Also, it can lead them down the wrong path. Thank goodness I myself wasn't going down on that path. And also, this give children lack of confidence, give them anxiety, low self-esteem, depression, and also a lot, it makes them feel guilty. Like if you're not achieving certain things, or just doing anything, parents and adult make you feel so guilty. Even to achieve something in life, you're scared to go and tell them, say, okay, today, guess what? I achieved this. And to you, you feel so happy in yourself as a child, but you're so scared to go towards the adult to say, today I accomplished this, today I won this race or whatever. But you feel so scared to go to the parents or to the adult to say that you achieved that, and they constantly make you feel guilty in certain situations. And also, this increased aggression in some children. Sometimes you'll be in the playground or you'll see in children around the playground, all you can see is the aggression on the kids. You don't know the reason why they're being so aggressive, what they're bottling up inside of them. And this is caused from because the parents are always shouting at kids, saying the worst things, that you're nothing, or making them feel guilty in certain ways of the day. Also, this can cause abandonment. So they feel like they have no one in the world, as I said before, no one to turn to, no one can support, and also they're hard to trust people as well. They don't want to be anyone to be thinking that everybody is going to be the same, which is quite frightening as a young child. When you turn to support, no one to say, today this happened to me, so you're going to feel like you're in the room. It's always you that you shouldn't be here. It's all your fault. Okay, so they have trust issues. Again, as I said, they have emotional and mental health, which can cause psychological damaging to the child. And this is a really big one where it messed up kids very badly emotionally. And yeah, also belittling themselves. The children, they're feeling belittled. They don't feel worthy. They don't feel that they can do anything, they can accomplish anything. And this can lead to self-harm. So you see a lot of children self-harming themselves because they're not feeling that no one is there for them, so they start in themselves, and yeah, they go down that path. Also, the children, they may feel resentful of other siblings. Which, again, this is a big one where parents love one child more than the other, always preferring that younger child or the older child more than the other. In this way, I can see or I've seen where children started hating the other sibling because of that. And it's quite sad, Hi, Eva.
You're right. I'm sorry, ladies, that I'm a bit late.
It's okay. So we're just going through the impact.
Ah?
No, Nikita was just explaining how parents belittle their children, how they talk down to their children. So she was going into that. Go ahead, Nikita. You can.
Okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, so because of this, the children they start resenting their siblings,
Right.
and they start they have a suppression of emotion that they can't handle because of they're scared to speak out against the other siblings or to tell the parents, why are you loving her more than me, or why you prefer her more than me? Why, when I achieve, you don't praise me as well? You're always only praising this one and you're not praising me. That is not good parenting. And the lack of some parents don't give the children also the independence to be themselves. They're always controlling the kids like they're puppets. So in this way, kids become irresponsible and they can't make their own choices. So that again can lead children in danger because how are they going to know if that's a stranger danger, or how are they going to grow up in the world to make choices for themselves? And yeah, and this also lead to harmful addiction. Some children they drink, they smoke, or it might lead them to taking drugs, and this is not good. And another one where I can say is the children, they don't feel relaxed, they don't feel rested because if they sit down, the parents will be like, oh, why are you sitting there? Go and do this, go and do that. You know, there's always every single time just belittling the kids. Oh, you should be doing this, go to the shop, go do that. So they're not being children. And so they're always over controlling everything that they do in every area of their life. Again, they're not initiative because they're suppressing their own talent. So they're not able to show their talents to the world or to show what they can achieve, what desire they have to bring forward. And this this is very bad because my children, what do you like doing?
Yeah.
What do you like to do? Where would you like to go? Good to ask them for their own opinion instead of always controlling every part of their life. And it's quite sad to see that so many of the kids home, and especially as the parents, they listen to kids must listen to you and you should do as you're told parenting. Embarrassing the kids in the middle of a class, using certain names or embarrass them. I don't believe that's right. Because you're raising them to become in society. They're gonna come and become nothing. You can change that cycle. Raise that off your children. I can't see what the parents are doing. So as parents, you need to break away from that cycle. Break away from belittling your kids. Break away from the name calling, the shouting at your kids, and give them courage. Give them the strength so you can achieve. We can do this together. Okay? So,
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Nikita. I think that was beautifully said. You touched on every topic that, yeah, every topic there is concerning that needed to be said. Yes, we do hurt, and I believe we do hurt our children because hearing criticism, like not unproductive criticism, because there's productive criticism, I believe, and
yeah,
productive criticism. And hearing unproductive criticism from the people that are supposed to support and lead and protect you is far more damaging than hearing that from random Mary or random Joe. Like if any random person said it, it really wouldn't matter. It wouldn't hurt as much. It wouldn't damage you as much as compared to hearing it from mommy, daddy, auntie, uncle, grandpa, whoever else. Like main figures in your life. It's far more damaging. So I think that we need to reverse this process of we think that I don't know, I see parents doing it all the time. Like I remember a friend of mine, she was correcting her child. Her child was in primary school at the time, and she's quarreling with him, quarreling and cussing him because he got in trouble in school for cussing. She's like, no, and beating him. I was right there. I saw it and I heard it for myself. She's like, no, I tell you stop effing cussing. Telling him that after he gets in trouble for cussing.
Wow.
It blew my mind. Like, how? Why would
He's
you say that?
He's learning
Yeah,
to do
learning it from as a child. Your brain is still in developmental phases, and you go through different phases. And if you get damaged in any of one of those particular developmental stages, that damages you for life. And it takes a lot to come back from it. And I believe in our communities, we don't address the need to fix those things. We don't address the need to talk nicely to children, speak to your children nicely. We believe that we are here and children are here. So why do you have to talk to them nicely? They must do what I say. No, I don't have to be their friend. I've heard many parents say that. That is not we're not friends. So why do I have to come down here to talk to you nicely? You're just supposed to listen to what I say, and I agree you're supposed to listen to what you say, but you're not supposed to, oh gosh, you can't hear me, you're stupid or whatever. I've actually heard people saying those things, and it's it's not right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to pass on the show because our host has arrived. Haja has arrived. So I don't she okay, so I don't think
You,
she's right.
no. You made it, and it's not connected to our page.
Oh, it's not connected to the page?
Nah, yeah, you were supposed to connect it to the page, but it's connected to the my YouTube. You were supposed to connect it to your page, and
But I connected it to the page. It was
it's not showing up.
my
Check on your thing. Because I just went on Facebook to try to share it, and I couldn't find it live.
right. Alright, let me see.
Yeah.
Now, right, red flag show. We're connected, red flag show.
Are you sure? Go on our page. I tried to go on our page and see it's not there. I just literally went on YouTube. It's not there. I just literally went on YouTube.
You
It's
on
connected to
YouTube.
my YouTube. Yeah, it's connected.
Right, it's in YouTube. Alright.
See if you can connect it to your page.
I'm not able to connect. Yes, hold on. Alright. Oh. Okay, so is it connected now?
Well, let me check. Huh? Kita, is it connected?
No, I can't see it.
Field put to purchase you have been temporarily blocked from
Yeah,
performing
it's
the
mine.
transaction.
As I told you, don't go on my page. Go through it from your page.
Yeah.
Your Facebook. Because with Facebook is so sensitive these days. Because I shared I think was it some music thing? And because I've been sharing music thing,
Right.
apparently I don't got the right to the music, blah 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 blah. So they decided to block my Facebook with anything
All
for
right.
You only
16
allowed
days.
to play the music for less than a minute.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
because we don't put in our head, because I do it all the time. When I hear any nice music, I share it. Because of that, yeah, they have decided
Right.
to do that. They're so sensitive, man, saying that I don't have no copyright.
Right.
So that's why today I couldn't log onto it. That's why I said to you, you should log onto it, but going through your Facebook way.
But I clicked on it. I clicked on the Facebook stuff. But okay, I understand. All right. So let me. So I just put in.
Also, try to connect it with your Facebook as well. Then that way you can share it to the page.
All right. Um. Hmm. All right, so I believe it's connected now.
Okay.
If you just want to, right, it's connected. Right.
You connected to your Facebook, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the process of adding a destination, location, right. Right.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Why is it so famous in the process of?
It's okay because when you was doing the live, I sent about 100 voice message to you, man.
Really? I didn't. I had my phone. I didn't want to be on my phone while I was doing this. So I didn't. I hear on my phone, but I'm not
I was like,
acknowledging.
Shannon, it's not connected to our page. It's not connected to our page.
Oh, wow. Okay. My bad. All right. So I'm seeing. Where's Mariama? All right. So do you want to take over now? It's
Yeah, I can take
on.
over now, but it's still not connected. But try to figure it out. But I will take over now. Um.
Okay. Why is
Okay.
it?
Hi, everybody. My name is Hadra Kondeh. I'm based in London, United Kingdom. I hope you all doing great. Basically, like we today we're talking about why do parents talk down to the kids, and my part is what effect would that be when the child grow up into adulthood. Okay, what parents don't realize is, first of all kids are different, right? Like some kids, even if you beat them, they're all right. Some kids, even if you shout at them, they're fine. But some kids, when you beat them, it can affect them. Some kids, even a simple shout can affect them mentally. You know what I mean? And a lot of us don't realize that just because, like, I have three kids, for example, right? And each one of my kids, they're not the same. They all got their own different character. You know what I mean? And as a discipline, what parents don't realize, one discipline can work for one kid, and that same discipline might not work for another child. So you need to know your child very well. And when most of the time, what we all do is sometimes like we start yelling, a simple yelling at the child, it can make the child nervous and timid. Do you get what I mean? And a lot of the time when we see certain kids and we're like, oh my God, they're so quiet, they're so shy. Some of them are naturally shy, but others, because of the childhood, the parents used to yell at them all the time, yell at them all the time. The child became nervous. It became, so timid that they became quiet because they're scared. Like they're scared if they say certain thing, how the parent is going to react. You know what I mean? And they don't want the parents to be yelling at them because it might make them feel some type of way or nervous or or embarrassed. Like they don't, like they don't like it's embarrassing, isn't it? If you say something to your mom or your dad and then they react differently, so to you, like you always gonna be constantly on an eggshell to be like, oh my God, but if I say this, is it gonna make them get angry? Are they gonna lash out at me? Are they gonna yell at me? So the child always pre-plan in their head before they speak about it. And this is why most of them, when they grow up into adulthood, it's like a lot of things become challenging for them because they want to do certain things, but they always second guess themselves that they're not good enough. Do you get what I mean? A lot of them will think they're not good enough. And then at the same time as well, some of them, like, they'll lead into, like last week, our topic was about drugs and alcoholic, and that also is another step as well that they can lead into that. Because when the child, there's so much pain into the child body, not everybody know how to deal with pain. You know what I mean? Some people, pain make them tough, but other people, pain is so painful that they have to turn to drink or alcohol just to block the pain, because every time they think about it, it's like the memory go back to a place where a place where they were scared, a place where they didn't recognize the garment. So every time they think about that, they always have to drink or like some kind of alcohol, drugs, just for them to block that area. And when we see most people, I would say, oh, drug addict, this and that, we always think, oh, these people, they just decided to go on drugs. They just decided not they don't want to work. Not every alcoholic or drug somebody who's addicted, not all of them that don't want to work. Like some of them is certain situation, is how they was grow up. They just grow up like that, and because of that, you know, environment and all that, they became to choose that side of life. And also when as a mother, if you're a mother, like a daughter, girl daughter, and then you grow up where your parents is always yelling at you, it does affect you at the same time when you become a parent, you know, because when you become a parent, you don't like, for me, I decided to not to be too tough for my kids. I decided to, you know, talk to them, explain to them and all those things. But at the same time, we always second guess, because a part of me sometimes second guess myself. Like am I bringing them up the right way? You know what I mean? If I'm not shouting, I'm not yelling at them, you know what I mean? Which my parents, they did that to me. So I'm always thinking, am I like not doing enough as a parent? I don't know if it makes sense. You know what I mean? And then also our children can see that we're nervous. They can see that sometimes the children can see, you know, they can see that the way we grow up is not the same. You know, the children can study the parents. Do you get what I mean? Children know how to study the parent, and sometimes we block a lot of things within ourselves, like because like certain things you hide, you keep it inside because you're scared to talk to people. You're scared to tell your feeling to people. You get what I mean? You're scared to talk to your family. You're scared to talk to your parents. Because how are you going to go and talk to those people, the same people that cause you pain? How are you going to go and talk to them how you really feeling? Do you get what I mean? So it's like it's a lot. So my advice would be for parents, it's like we're in an era now, we don't have to yell at kids, we don't have to beat kids. Explain. When you explain something to the kids are not stupid. When you say to the kids, for example, if they do something naughty and you tell the child what you did right there is wrong. Like my oldest son, like now I know what worked for him. With him, all I need to do is take his phone off him, take his PlayStation off him, take his Xbox off him and put away. And literally, I'm telling you, ladies, yeah, he feel that pain more than me even yelling at him. Can you imagine? He wants to talk to his friends on the Xbox. You know how boys are already, and is not able to do that. So for him, that's very painful. Even phone, like he can't communicate with his friends. Do you get what I mean? I can't do that punishment with Ishmael and Masama. Ishmael's only 6, Masama is 3 years old. They wouldn't even care if I take the Xbox, the Nintendo Wii from them. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't even feel it. They'll just feel like, oh, mommy took Nintendo. But with Masama, if I said to Masama now, go to time out, she feel it. Because to her, oh my God, why do I have to go and stay somewhere for half an hour and I'm not allowed to play around? She will feel it because she's 3 years old. She feel that rather than me taking phone off her or me taking tablet off her. Because even if I take tablet off and phone off her, she'll cry that beside moment, but then she'll forget again. But when she's in a timeout and she knows she cannot move for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know, that she'll feel that more than me taking any of the, you know, electronic stuff from her. So parents just need to learn. Every kids are different. We don't need to yell at our kids to feel like we're the powerful one. They're supposed to listen. Because the more you yell at the kids, the more, like, trust me, they just become timid. They won't open up to you. There's certain things that are going on in their life. It could be a big thing, like somebody can be sexually abusing them. But because you're that kind of parent that yell, you don't want to listen, your child will be scared to tell you all of this stuff. Yeah, your child could be getting bullied from school, you know? And guess what? You'll be very scared to come at home, because the first person is supposed to be coming home to is your parents. It's a mom, this is going on. But if you got parents that always constantly yell, you ain't gonna even feel comfortable to come and explain anything to them like that. Do you get what I mean? So we need to stop yelling at our kids and be more open with our kids, so our kids will be able to tell us anything that they're going through. You know, mental health is very serious, and it all starts from home. You know, when you see kids get suffering from mental health when they get older, it all literally starts from home. Some majority of them.
You're absolutely right. Hi, Nebula. Would you like to give us your take on the topic? Thank you, Maya.
Yeah, well,
Sorry,
for
Maya.
me, as being, yeah, thank you. You know, both ladies who have spoken previously, very powerful. Yeah, So for me, as a child growing up, I mean, I was the youngest out of my siblings, with my siblings being much older than me, and my parents had me later in life, you know, and traditional Jamaican parents always, you know, belittling you, putting you down, don't care what I did, it was never good enough. And one thing that used to really, really get on my nerves is being compared to other people's children. I hated it, you know, but look at this person's child. Why can't you be like them? And it's like, but I'm not them, I'm me. So who I wanted to be and how I wanted to, how could I say, express myself was suppressed, you know, so I couldn't be me. If I wanted to be me, then I was said, called an idiot, that I'm stupid, that I'm dumb. And then, you know, when you're, sorry, my camera's not straight, so I do apologize. And then, you know, when you're being told that you'll never amount to anything, you'll never be somebody. And those words are really, really hurtful. And so you don't really go after things that you want to go after. You keep yourself back, you know, and these are the things that parents of the older generation, I would say, because I don't think it's really happening so much now because we're getting wiser, you know, but maybe that's just due to the people that I'm around. I'm noticing that we're getting wiser. So I don't see it as much as when I was growing up. But yeah, you know, I don't think those parents of those generation, they understood what they were doing because it was something that was done to them. So they just continue the pattern. But like as of now that we're waking up to certain traits that have been handed down to us and saying, no, we don't want this anymore for our children. We're kind of like moving away from that, what I'm finding. I mean, just speaking from my point of view, which my point of view may be different to others. So we're moving away from that type of upbringing, bringing up our children in that manner, to speaking life into them, watering them with nice words, showing them that you can be anything you want to be. Nothing is impossible, you know, because speaking down to a child, it really does hamper you. For me, it's hampered me most of my life. And it only really when my mother passed away, because that was when she was no longer in my life. And that's coming up to 10 years. So I've had to unlearn, undo all those years of those horrible, vile words that were said to me. And it wasn't just said to me by my parents, it was said to me by my siblings. You know, they would keep family meetings about me and say, you know, she must be on drugs because she's very strange. Because I wanted to express myself, but because they didn't understand who I am or what I wanted to be, what I wanted to do, I was crazy. They classed me as crazy or mad, you know. So all of that I've had to do, find out about myself, go into myself through meditation, through doing shadow work and breaking down those bonds that, you know, hold you down, cutting cords, cutting strings, doing forgiveness work, forgiving my parents for not knowing what they had done to me, forgiving my siblings, forgiving myself, and things like that. And then you start to see that things do start to change. I mean, I've still got a way to go, but, you know, working on myself so that I don't pass those traits down onto my children, because I refuse to pass that on to them and speak to them in that type of way. So for me, I just find that through the art of meditation, as I said, speaking to myself, telling myself that I love myself, telling myself that I'm great, that I'm wonderful, you know, all those things start to help. So you start to change your DNA from the negative to the positive. But as I said, I still got a way to go, but you know, it's not nice. Yeah, that's what I have to say in a nutshell.
Oh, thank you so much, Nabila. Am I saying your name right?
Yeah, Nebula, yeah.
Bila, thank you so much. And as you see exactly what you said, exactly what you said, even African parents are the same. You know, we being young, we used to always be compared. Oh, you're sitting here, you're so lazy, look at your friend, blah, blah, blah. That one is actually even down to school. When your friend them not get grade and they come home all excited, tell the parents, I got this grade. And the parents will go and talk to your parents, oh, my child got this grade. And then they'll ask your parents, like, what did your child get? Oh, that one, they even asked me about my child grade. That one, she don't know nothing. You know, all she does is eat and sleep. You say, this is how African parents, even in Caribbean, we all descend. So all that one do is eat and sleep, nothing. Like I said that to school, it's like she don't do nothing in school. She don't listen to the school, to the teacher, or she does go to school and play. And even if you finish high school again, your friend is having like go to university and they do well in university, the same thing you're going to be compared. You'll be compared as long as that your friend is doing better than you in life, your parents will always find a way to compare and not realizing that the reason why maybe
Yeah,
you're achieving is because they got supportive parents. They got parents who are proud of them regardless of what the child do. You got me? They always say to the child, you know what, we are proud of you, you know, you have achieved a lot, you know, we'll stick by you, we'll do anything to make you improve your work. I mean, we believe in you. Those words, when you say to kids, kids are happy when they hear those stuff. They will do anything to want to do better for themselves. But if you tell your child you for the rest of your life you're going to be a failure, I do expect that child to improve in life, because you finish telling your child, for example, this is the thing, it's a different talking. Talking can make a lot of changes. If you tell that your child, oh, I believe in you, you're going to do well in life, you're going to be very successful, I'm proud of you, you make me proud every day. When that child wake up and even want to go to anywhere in life or even go to school, the child would like always tell the parents, go there and learn good. They'll be like, okay, my mom always said to me she loved me. My mom was a supportive mom. Did I mean my mom was proud of me? So I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to make my mom proud. But when you the other side, let's say the other part of parenting, where every time you belittling your child, you're telling your child you're nothing, you're not gonna be nothing in life, you nobody, look at you, why did God even give me a child like this? That child, even if the child want to do good in school, the child won't focus. How is a child going to focus with that kind of words in his head? The child will never focus, because even if the child wants to do anything, when you think about his own parents saying that kind of thing to him, it would just close down one time. Like, even if you want to do anything to improve himself, it wouldn't, because the negative thought about the parents. This is why, as a parent, be careful what you say to the child. You know, be careful what you say to your child, because everything you say to a child, it affects them mentally, and when they grow up, they're going to carry on with that in life. We see a lot of successful people nowadays in life. What makes you think they're successful? Because they had maybe supportive, even if every other person said to them in life that you're going to be a failure, they had parents that said, I believe in you. That was the difference. Do you get what I mean? Even if the friend said,
well, you
you're not
can
going to
look
be
at the, sorry to interrupt, but you can look at the Venus sisters, the Williams sisters.
Yeah,
Venus and
yeah,
Serena. Look at their
yeah,
parents, their father.
exactly. And this is what people don't realize. When you're supportive to your child, it makes a huge difference. Even if your child, your child want to become something in life, and maybe they might not even have the proper talent for that, for what they want to be, but the fact that you're saying, I believe in you, that will push the child to even succeed, to even push themselves even more, to become 10 times greater. Do you get me? But if you was to tell that child that, so, okay, mommy, I want to be an artist, and you know fully well your child can't draw, and you're like, you want to be an artist, you crap. From when you say that to a child, the child already put in their head that my mom's I'm rubbish. She's never going to do it, or he's never going to do it, because you already shattered the dream from day one. So this positive talking, like parents, we need to learn to speak to our kids positively now. So because a lot of this mental health that is going on, honestly, it starts from home. It starts from home, how we speak to our kids, how we treat our kids when they become an adult now. It's very hard for them to fraction. That's why they go to the bricks with the wrong friend. That's why they start taking all this, start drinking and all this, drugs and things like that. It's very sad. Back to you, Shannon.
Right, sorry, I had to unmute. All right, yes, you all made some excellent points. The way we treat children, the way we treat our, well, I don't have children of my own because of the damage that I had as a child. I refuse to do that to another child, so that is the reason why I never went about making children, because I refuse to, because I believe, okay, I keep jumping, but I believe that the reason why people do this to children is because they themselves are traumatized. And so they traumatize children because they never healed. They just know, all they know is to pass on trauma. They don't know how to, okay, I felt this way, so I would not do this to my children. So I believed at the point in time when I was thinking about having children, I believed that because I wasn't healing, because I was having those messed up thoughts, like it really messes with your brain, because these things are done to you at a point in time when your brain is still developing. You're not a full grown, mature brain. You can't process things like you should. So I believe that until I could sort out whatever was going on in my head, I did not want to have children and pass on that trauma and make somebody else feel how I was feeling in this world. So I did not. But you all brought up some very valid points, and I believe that, as Nabila said, the Williams sisters are a prime example of how the right parenting and the right positive vibes from your parents. They grew up in Compton. I don't know if everybody listening or watching knows where Compton is. Compton is in the hood. It is in one of the most impoverished communities in America. They saw nothing else but poverty and hardship, and nobody was talking about uplifting things and making them feel like they could achieve and be great as they are now. They didn't have that. All they saw was hopelessness and crime and drugs and everything. But because their father and their mother understood that they are the be all and end all of the children's view of life and view of themselves, they took their lives into their hands, and they molded them. They loved them. They showed them, yes, they were hard on them, of course, to train them to be as great as they are now. Their mother, I think she quit her job and she was the sole nurturer. The father, no, wait, no, sorry. The father quit his job and he went full into training them to be tennis champs, and the mother was the one holding down the house. She was supporting the whole household, and I believe it was like 5 or 6 people, and she was doing that off of whatever meager salary she had. But having that love and support it does a lot. Even when times are hard, even when the children themselves are working their asses off, they saw and they felt the love and support from their parents. I'm sure not one day in their life did their parents tell them, "Oh, you're stupid, you'll never amount to anything. You're stupid, you don't see." I'm sure their parents never said that. They might have trained them hard. The father might have trained them hard and expected them to be the best, but never that. So we see from that example, I'm sure there's many other examples. We see from that example just what could happen if a parent or if parents take the right approach to parenting. They're not trying to, and people believe that if you're not stern, if you're not aggressive, if you're not mean to your children, then you're being easy on them. I think Maya mentioned that just now. Like you start a question, am I parenting my child in the best way? But that is not the way to go. You can't be stern. You don't have to be a child's best friend. That's not what you have to be. You don't have to be little to be stern. There's a far difference. Like, I'm sure amongst your friends or amongst people in general, you have been turn, they understand what time it is with you, they understand don't cross this line, and you have done that, you communicated that to them without calling them names, without telling them they're stupid, without telling them you would never be anything in life. The same way you could communicate that to any random person, you could communicate that to children. You could let them know that I am in charge and you have to listen to me. What I say goes, but you don't have to tell them, take away their self-esteem. You don't have to take away their chances of functioning in life, because after you, the people who they look up to and they think are gods, literally, you think at that young age, at young ages, you think that your parents are God, literally. So when you hearing what you believe is God talking now and telling you you ain't shit, you ain't gonna be nothing, you will never amount to nothing because you're damn lazy. Look at so and so child, she doing this, he doing this, and you just here saying no, doing nothing with your life. You'll never be anything. When you hear the voice that you believe to be God, because like I said, we think that our parents are God. When we hear that from them, that does a lot to you as a child, and it takes a whole lot to get over it, if ever get over it. Some people never come out of that because a lot of people, we especially as a community, as a Black community, we don't really talk about healing. We don't talk about one, the issues, because nobody wants to shame daddy and mommy and uncle and auntie. Nobody wants to have those conversations. So it's good that we're doing this now. But so which is why we never heal, sorry, because we never confront the issue. In order to heal, yes, we can go through various channels to heal, but we need to first face the problem, but dead on in its face. And then we can start healing from it. A lot of us shy away from it because we don't want to hurt mommy feelings, we don't want to hurt daddy feelings, but that's not helping anybody. So I believe is it my turn to talk about the steps to healing? Okay, all right. So I will just talk about some steps that people use to heal from trauma, from verbal abuse and other types of abuse. And I would like to also acknowledge the fact that verbal abuse is probably one of the most dangerous types of abuse because you don't see verbal abuse. Somebody could abuse you silently. Sometimes people never know that their child is being verbally abused. They would grow up to be big grown people, and then you hear. So then you hear that, oh yeah, my mother used to say this to me, my father used to say that to me. But on the outside, you see in a perfectly happy family. But you don't know that that child every night, he or she crying themselves to sleep because mommy called me stupid. Daddy say, I'm not gonna be anything. Daddy say, the fact that I want to be an artist when I get older is dumb and I'll never make any money because he want me to be a lawyer or a doctor. So I'll just quickly talk about some of the ways we can heal from childhood traumas and verbal abuse and abuse in general. All right, so there is something truly damaging and destructive that happens to a child when the people that are supposed to love, care for, and protect them are the very ones to humiliate them and abuse their trust. The main thing a child learns from this betrayal, mistreatment, is that they are unworthy and they learn to hate themselves. They believe that if their own mother or father hates them or belittles them, then they must be exactly what they say they are. This inevitably leads to deep-seated feelings of guilt and shame and even resentment. And according to the National Child Traumatic Stress Network, early childhood trauma has been associated with a reduced size of the brain cortex. This area is responsible for many complex functions, including memory, attention, perceptual awareness, thinking, language, and consciousness. Which is why I was saying just now that you at childhood, at the age of being a child, you are still developing. You're not a full grown adult as yet. Your brain is still developing. Your ability to connect neurons and fire, allow those neurons and neurons to fire and wire together. So that is still being developed. So when you have mommy or daddy constantly telling you, oh no, you're stupid, you're never going to be anything, your brain is developing and fusing together with that being the basis of your, that is the foundation of who you are, because right there and then your brain is forming those thoughts and forming those pathways, those neural pathways. So those neural pathways are forming with negative things about you, which is why when you get older, you keep going over the same negative thoughts. You can't shake it because that is the foundation of what you are, because they told you this at the time when you were developing. If somebody tell a fully balanced adult the things like you're stupid, you'll never amount to anything, if they tell them that after they had a proper childhood, if they tell them that as an adult, that would have no impact on them. They wouldn't care because their brain is developed and they already know love, they already know support. So it wouldn't face them at all. But at that age, it is very destructive. So this destruction, if left untreated, can have long lasting and lingering effects, as I was saying, and can seriously affect the child all the way into adulthood. It can affect the type of partner you choose. A lot of people, I see a lot of females especially choosing, for example, the guys that they go with are horrible because they understand that they are nothing. Their parents told them, you'll never amount to nothing, and that stays in your brain. That neural pathway has been created where you think you are nothing. So you find a man who beats you, you find a man who mistreats you, who cheats on you, and has you living in a particular way. And you think that that is love because of what you heard mommy and daddy telling you as a child. So we could avoid a host of problems by just speaking life and love into our children. And I hope that after this show, a lot of people will be encouraged to do so because we need healing. Our communities need healing. So the advice for therapy is similar to the ones that I gave last week, because last week we dealt with substance abuse, and a lot of the substance abuse issues stems from childhood and the fact that parents talk down to or belittle children. So that is why a lot of the advice is very, very similar to last week. So counseling. Counseling. If you need someone to talk to, you can seek the help of a counselor from a religious institution that you're affiliated with. So if you're a Christian, for example, you may speak to your priest. If you are in a Roman Catholic faith, talk to your priest about the issues that you're having. Tell them that you're having a hard time in life and you really need somebody to talk to. And like I said last week, if they themselves cannot help you, I'm sure that they will have somebody, they can recommend you to somebody. And a lot of these institutions, they already have built-in counseling networks where they can send members of the congregation. If you're not Christian, well, Catholic, if you're from another Christian denomination, maybe talk to your pastor. If you're not Christian at all, maybe you're Muslim, talk to your imam, and I'm sure he can recommend somebody that can help. If he himself cannot help you, he himself would, because there's none of these leaders of these religious organizations, they're hardly going to tell you, well, no, you're on your own, I can't help you. They will try their best to help you. All right, so just reach out to them. Nobody can help you if you don't know that you need help. All right, so just voice that need. All right, or you can get the help of a trained psychiatrist or life coach in person or online. And there's a lot of life coaches out. Like when I was growing up, there weren't as many life coaches. I didn't even know what a life coach was. I mean, it's in the title, but I never used to hear about these people. But now I'm seeing they're all over Facebook. In fact, the life coaching business is booming. So if you ever need a life coach, you can get one online, and I'm sure you can even get to speak to somebody face to face if you feel that's a more personal discussion to have face to face as opposed to online. All right. I would say meditation and prayer. Nebula just mentioned the fact that meditation helped her a lot. And I agree, meditation is a way to help you out of the situation because meditation allows you to access your higher self or God. And a lot of people think that meditation is woohoo, kumbaya, you're sitting down and you have to pull your legs in a certain way and do it really isn't. You could if you want, I believe, but it's basically quietening your mind to be able to have that connection with the Almighty, to have that chance to speak, air what's in your heart. Because we do like going about your day-to-day business. You really have time to do that. You're focused on surviving, paying bills, seeing about the children, and other obligations. So meditation and prayer, regardless of your faith, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Hindu, um, or non-religious at all, you can sit down and just quieten your mind. All right. Emotional freedom technique I mentioned last week in our show last week. That emotional freedom technique has helped me a lot. That's what I've been using. I at the time when this was introduced to me, I was at a, I would say hell. I was literally living in hell, and this some of the person that introduced this to me was the lady that attuned me to Reiki, and which is what I will speak about after. But emotional freedom technique, I would say, um, I would recommend over counseling because counseling could take years to heal. It could take years when you start counseling. The idea behind them are the same in that you want to release that negative pent up energy. But counseling, you sit and you talk, you go to a person and you sit and you talk about what mommy did, what daddy did, or what mommy didn't do, or what daddy didn't do. And that could take a while to fully release that. Emotional technique involves tapping acupressure points while saying affirmations. And it by tapping the acupressure points, you release that negative energy. I remember when I first did mine, when I first started out and I would tap, I would feel pain like that negative energy was so deep rooted, so deep seated. That just the touch of this, when I say tapping, it's not like you're doing this, you're tapping like this. And the points was so sore because I held on to so much hate and so much resentment for so long that it was sore. And I could tell that I was healing because over time, like I've been doing it for maybe a year or two. Like I've been doing it seriously because I would do it like be on and off, but now I'm doing it like every single day. Um, it has gotten way way less painful. I don't feel these points. I don't feel myself. I don't feel the points being sore. So I would say I personally would recommend EFT. It's free to do. You can do it at any time, any amount of time. It was developed by Gary Craig. He It was developed by him in the 1990s, and there the aim of it is to restore balance in your body because when these negative events happen in your life, it throws off your energy. And as I mentioned last week, we are all energetic beings. We are all energy beings, and having a being bombarded with negative energy that could put you into a state of imbalance, which is what I was operating from imbalance, and which is what a lot of people who deal with trauma and don't heal from trauma deal with. They are usually imbalanced, which is why you see so many people getting on pills, antidepressants, and those things. They don't work because as soon as you stop taking the pills, what's going to happen? As it, you need to not be reliant on anything to get you through life. This is where addictions develop. We need something to wake up, to face the day, to be function normal in life. That could lead to depression because yeah, without it, you're literally nothing. So I am going to post the different points that you have to tap to do this, to do the EFT, because it's a series of points that you tap throughout your body. And it, trust me, it sounds a little airy fairy, I believe, to some people. Like when I first heard of it, I was like, what? No. But it really is effective and it's free. Um, I would say Reiki. Reiki is the next step because, like I told you all, the Reiki master that introduced me to EFT, she she did a lot because Reiki is usually something you pay for Reiki treatment. But I was so down and out in my life. I was so down and out. I was broken, not just broken mentally, and even physically. I would say. I was broken financially. I could not afford to to pay her to do a Reiki treatment on me. I couldn't afford to do a Reiki course. I couldn't afford to pay for Reiki treatment, and it wasn't even like a big set of money. I all I had to do to pay to do my first Reiki course, I would have had to pay like 500 TT, which is like £50. It's really not any. It's nothing. I didn't even have that. That's how gone I was. I was like I told you last week. I was addicted, heavily addicted to marijuana, and the marijuana helped me to face each day. Like once I knew that I could get um marijuana to smoke that day, I would wake up in a good mood. Then the money started to dissipate, and then yeah, life started to hit hard, and then eventually with substance abuse, your brain gets numb to the particular substance, so you need to level up, you need to go to the next high. So after a while, marijuana wasn't doing anything for me. It would just be like a small buzz, but I wanted a greater high. I wanted to truly totally escape from life, because I had a plan that, okay, if I had enough money to just buy enough weed to get me through the rest of my life, then I'll be fine. It didn't register to me that the money could done just now. Like if I continued along that path, I would have no money. I was even I was ashamed to say this last week, but I did some healing during the week, and I said, let me share this with you all. I was even willing to try the harder drugs. I was willing to, that is how far gone and desperate I was to just not be in this world. I was like, no, I'm going to, crack. It's probably the easiest thing to get because everywhere have drugs, easy access to drugs. I was even willing to go either cocaine or crack. Um, and then that's very, I swear to God, God works in mysterious ways. That very same morning I had that thought. I went up the road to buy something. I can't remember what it was, but I went to the shop. And as I walking on the main road, I see this guy digging out the rubbish through a rubbish bin, looking for food. The people and the street cleaners had already piled up the rubbish into heaps. I think they even put it into bags. Yes, it was in a bag. They put it into bags and were cleaning up the street. And this drug addict, crackhead as I would call them, he so desperate and sprung out on crack and drugs. He see the bag and he say, yeah, food. So he mess up all of the rubbish. That whole street was filled with bags neatly placed bags of rubbish. He went and he tear up every bag because he's looking for food. He looking for food. And as I was passing, I was like, oh my gosh, that can't be me. I'm not gonna let myself get to that. I cannot do this. No, I said, that had to be it for running from life. I can't run from life anymore because that is what will happen. And I can't be that person digging through rubbish. So yes, I say all that to say. Reiki came to me at a point in time that I really needed it in my life. And it really has made a huge difference. And for those of you that don't know, Reiki is a Japanese form of healing, which is a subset of alternative medicine. Reiki practitioners use a technique called palm healing or hands-on healing, through which a universal energy is said to be transferred through the palms of the practitioner, to the patient in order to encourage emotional or physical healing. I can vouch strongly for that, and we will attach a video, a short video on what Reiki is, and an actual clip of a session, a Reiki session. It is all light. It is nothing woo-hoo and scary, so there's nothing to be afraid of.
I
Um,
also do Reiki,
oh,
if
you
I
do
can say.
Reiki? Oh wow! Hello, my Reiki sister.
Yeah,
Hi.
I do energy healing. Yeah, I do
Wow,
energy healing.
that is amazing. That is
Yeah,
really amazing.
yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah.
How do you find it? How do you think it's going for you?
Yeah, it's good. It helps to get to the root. I mean, I'm not a Reiki
Yes,
master. I'm
yes.
about to go for my Reiki master. But
Okay,
yeah,
that's nice.
yeah. So I'm up to level 2.
Me
So I
too.
just
I'm
got
at
to do my
level 2.
master now.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm at level
yeah,
2 as well, and I'm thinking of eventually doing the master course. That's like the point where you can teach
yeah.
people Reiki, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
it is very
yeah.
effective. It is. I
Very,
would
very
recommend that.
effective. I
Yeah.
mean, I haven't practiced for a while. I've got to go and
Right.
retrain, not retrain, but brush up.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's always in you because you've been
It's
attuned
always
to
in
it,
the
so it's
exactly.
always there. You
Yes.
know, and I feel that many of these things are things that are naturally in us anyway, because
Yes.
as African centered people, we are very powerful, as they say. So many of these things have been taken from us,
Right.
and other cultures are using what comes from within us.
Yes. I agree.
As being energy beings, we are the highest beings of energy.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
agree with you there. Wow, that's
yeah,
so cool that you're also a Reiki practitioner.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
believe the world needs Reiki because a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
people,
the world needs healing in general.
in general, yes,
Everybody needs healing.
everybody, from the people starting these dotish wars, these stupid wars for no reason at all, to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
average
That's
person
why
on
I
earth.
said, like, with your parents, to do forgiveness work, just to
Yeah,
forgive them,
yes, forgiveness. Yeah,
because they don't know what they're doing. Because
yeah,
I feel, especially within our community,
yeah.
it all stems from the slave master. So it's
Yes,
that slave master syndrome,
yes,
they'll beat you
yes,
for anything. So
yes.
it's handed down generation by
Came down to
generation,
us.
generation.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Well
yeah,
said. Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
I'm in awe. Okay. All right. All right. The last thing that I wanted to mention is imagination. Um, I mentioned it last week too. I won't go that much into detail, but we have the natural ability to create anything we want through the use of our imagination. But we have been taught that imagination is a childhood thing. Like you can imagine yourself to be a princess, you can imagine yourself to be a king, whatever. We have never been taught that imagination creates, makes or breaks your life. Like if it is that you have been taught, you've been beaten every day and you've been talked down to every day, and your parents tell you you are nothing, you will never be nothing. You imagine yourself into that. You imagine yourself into that, which is why a lot of people go left when they should have gone right. Um, so if we use it positively instead, if we change that around and we use our imagination to build and to create positive things, then we are limitless. The world is our oyster. So we can imagine ourselves to be healthy, whole, balanced, and your imagination will create it. In the same way that these people who want violence and they want hatred and they want animosity and chaos, they imagine these things. They imagine a world of terror, of pain. And it comes so because they exercise their imagination. And they make us exercise our imagination because these people are usually in control of the media, in various forms of media, in control of various forms of media. So they pass their imagination, what they want to imagine, to us through media. So when it's war, they want to create fear, 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 fear. And I don't think there's ever a time they don't want war. So they would show us violence right through on TV. They would have all you're hearing is the news that we're hearing is fear. You should be afraid of this. If it's not COVID like we had the other day, now is a war. Now the new fear thing is an impending war, and I'm sure there's going to be something else after that. So we need to counteract those things with positive images. Positive imaginal acts, and they can't win. This literally is a war between light and dark, and I believe that light, I'm always on the side of light. Darkness will never ever win. So more conversations like this and more people healing in the world will definitely bring that about. And more people realizing their own power, their own inner strength, we would turn things around. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there because I know I've talked a lot. So I'll pass it back on to Maya. Maya, are you there?
Yeah, I'm
Let me.
here.
Okay.
Because we've been on the show for like 1 hour,
Ooh,
almost 30 minutes now. So I would say, let's wrap it up. Our advice. What would our advice be for the topic that we spoke about today, and like people that are going through it? What advice would we give them? So I will start with Nikita first, then after Nikita, then Nibela, then after her, then Shannon, then you, then me, and then we'll wrap it up. So, Nikita, what advice would you give to the guests, the people that are watching today, the audience?
Thanks, Haja. First, from myself, because I found myself, I was doing that to my children. I was belittling my children and always shouting at them. And one day I looked into myself and seen that it wasn't right. And I had to change that cycle by seeing what caused that on myself. Why am I treating my children like that? I had to first go and heal myself, go to counseling, go meditating, praying and change that cycle. And in that way, I started seeing the difference in my children from the time I changed myself. So if you're seeing that you're talking down at your children or you're having that impact on your children not coming to you for the support, or they not doing well in school as well. Because myself, I wasn't doing that well in school because I was constantly thinking of what impact those conversations had on me, So if you find yourself doing that to your children or you have been through that situation, you can go and seek help. As Shannon has suggested before, and Novella, go and seek that professional help, go and speak to someone, and it's time to break that cycle. We don't want to carry on with that cycle with our children or for our children to carry on with that cycle also. So if you need support, need help, reach out to us. We're here to help you, to guide you. And again, everything will be in confidence. So reach out to someone today. And thank you so much for listening. Please share with all your friends. And thank you for watching. I hand you over to Nabila. Thank you.
Hi, thank you. Well said, Nikita. Yeah, well, my advice would be if you're a female, if there's a sister circle, anywhere where you are, join a sister circle where you yourself and your sisters can heal together. So as I heal, you heal. I am my sister's keeper. And also if there's a brother circle as well, you can heal that way. If you want to go to your pastor, pray, meditate, forgive yourself because it wasn't your fault that you went through the trauma that you went through as a child, and first of all, having that awareness of self. And if you're passing that trait onto your children, well done that you have the awareness and just work on yourself with prayers, and seek help if you want to go for counseling, whatever it is that you choose to do. But, don't let it fester in you any longer. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. And thank you for watching.
My turn, right? Okay. All right. So you all pretty much said it. Nikita and Nabila. Yeah. Heal, heal through whatever means you are comfortable with, whatever means you are most comfortable with, whether it's your imam, your pastor, your priest, a, a paid psychiatrist, your sister circle, as Nabila mentioned, um, whether you're doing meditation, Reiki, EFT, anything, just heal. Understand that you have an issue that you need to heal from. You have trauma to heal from, and there's no shame in it. Release the shame. And I understand that shame is a natural consequence of these traumas. You think that it is your fault and all of that, and we need to get past that. And so, yes, healing. I would like everybody listening to get somebody, seek whatever help you can, whatever means you think best applies to you, and the world would be that much better. All right, so I'll pass it on to Maya, and she will end our conversation.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you to all you ladies that have literally spoken today. You all have spoken facts. So even if I say anything about what would be my last advice, I'll literally be a pirate, yeah, repeating what you guys have said. So the only thing I can think about is similar to what Shannon said, like God, whatever religion you are, you follow that. And plus say to yourself, even your parents, I know our parents would love and adore them. We only have one parents in this world. We can never change our parents. Do you get what I mean? But even if you have a parents who speak to you like that, try to be somebody who believe in God and say to yourself, you are special. That's why God created you to be on this earth in the first place. Do you get what I mean? God never make no mistake. God created us to bring us for us to make our own journey. You get what I mean? You're already special to be in this earth, because many people wish that they would be in this earth and they're no longer here. And it doesn't mean that we're any better than them or we're any special. It just means that God ain't ready for you yet, And I know sometimes our parents cause us pain, but try to have faith in God. Try to put your everything in God, and try to never ever, like, even if somebody say awful word to you, because the thing about talking bad to somebody, even if it's not parents, even if it's just friendship, like verbal abuse is more dangerous than physical abuse, because physical abuse, once they slap you or beat you, you sort of somebody beat you, but you won't remember the extent of the beating. But verbal abuse, that's something that stays with you in life. Like, no matter, somebody could say something to you when you was 4 years old and you will never forget that. You always have that in your head, and every time you see that person, you'll be like, this person said that to me. You always remember. So just accept yourself. Just look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what, I love myself. God created me. God loved me. Talk to yourself like what our sister Nabila said earlier as well. Feed yourself positive word, because the dangerous stuff is, it's not about people. Like, somebody can say hurtful stuff to you, but if you choose to believe it, and it's you that gonna drive yourself mad. It's gonna be in your head constantly. But if you have a mindset, a tough mindset, that you don't even care what people say, like, anybody can say anything to you and you can brush it off to one side, it ain't gonna affect you. What really affects us in this world is not what somebody else said. Shannon can insult me now, or Nabila can insult me, or Nikita can insult me. It's how I take it. You know what I mean? If I take it to the point where I'm always constantly thinking about it, it's going to affect me, because my thought is not letting it go. My thought is always going to be playing with me. But if I choose the other hand and be like, oh, I don't even care, brush it off, then my thought ain't really going to think about it, because I didn't care, So anything that happened to us in life is how we choose to react. And don't allow your brain to overthink, allow your brain to just brush certain things up, especially if it's not important, and especially even if it's hurtful. Try to just put it to one side and think about more positive stuff in your life. And then, because when we think about positive stuff happening in our life, our brain would then feed feed a positive energy into our body, and then we can do positive stuff. The outcome will be positive. But if we're always thinking negative, our brain gonna give negative energy to our body, and the outcome is gonna be always be negative. So please, people, stay blessed. try to always think positive about anything in life. See the positive side to it. We love you all. Thank you so much for coming on our platform, watching us. Please like and share and subscribe to our channels. Thank you. Love you all. God bless.
Love you. Mwah. Mwah. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye,
Bye.
darlings. Bye.